Let's go ahead and take this one step further. We've got these particles being born out here. Let's go ahead and do something else. At birth, because what we want to do is we want to explore these other particle mapping settings. We want to see how it changes over time, how we can specifically control that, as well as over distance. So the first one actually we'll take a look at is over distance. So as the particles travel, as they cover distance, they will change the material. To do that, we're going to give them some velocity at birth. Remember, that's what born particle is going to do. It's going to apply these operators only at the particle birth. So at birth, he's going to get some velocity. Let's send him out in the y direction and not the z direction. And let's go ahead and watch. Let's see. So about 100 units away is going to be, I believe that'll be right up in here. Oh, and they die off before they get there. That's not good. Let's go ahead and change their lifespan. Or actually, let's increase the speed. Yeah, so we can actually see before they die off, we want them to at least reach roughly 100 units. So here at birth, this guy will be, it's a little too far into his age. So birth, and then he travels, and then he gets closer and closer to being 100 units. And then he's going to die off right there. So each of these guys, as they travel from their original point, as soon as they cover 100 units, they will have gone through the entire color cycle. Let's go ahead and change that distance now to 30. So he's actually going to be, let's zoom in a bit so we can see. So his birth point is right about here, -10 or so. And by the time he gets out, say up in here, he should be pretty much blue. And he is. So setting this distance value, it's going to be based on if a particle travels that distance, it's going to cycle through the map that we have. And again, just remember, you want to use instead of a particle age, you just go ahead and use a gradient ramp with a -90 rotation, so that because what TP is going to do is it's going to look at the midpoint from the bottom and cycle up all the way through the middle up to the top. And right now standard shape is set to do that over distance. Let's actually also look over time. We'll go ahead and disable that velocity so they don't move. And now instead of the material cycling over their lifespan being 70, now it's actually going to cycle over 30. So here about halfway he should be green, and then by 30 he'll be blue. And we'll get out here again to say, let's see, just a little beyond 30. And it's going to hold that last value. You can see they don't continue to change. Once they reach the end of the gradient, that's it for them. There are ways that you could manually control that as well, but we'll take a look at those kinds of things later. Material time. Okay, so that is kind of how particle mapping works as far as over life, time, or distance. Just remember, use gradient ramp, rotated -90, and it's going to cycle from bottom to top.